Hello, Margie. Now, I did say that this was going to be a quiet setup. I didn't know if anyone would be around. It is currently Monday, 2 a.m. here in Sydney. And I had an early sleep. And so I knew I wanted to get up to set up my July calendar before July arrives. But because Margie is one of our lovely members of our plannerettes, I thought I'd say hello. And Elena, if you're still here on Instagram, nice to see you as well. So let me just remove these. I'm happy to have a nice little chit chat. So I'm just setting up my July calendar in my A5 dotted grid bullet journal. And so there's my July cover. So doing it one spread at a time. And then that way I am not, I'm not getting myself overwhelmed trying to set up my whole July spread and getting all anxious about it. Okay, so I'm using felt tip pen. This one's from Hand Lettering Design. And so I'm using the 06 tip for the borders of the calendar. For the lettering, I used 03. And I am just following the dots on the journal as my guide. Margie says, I'm getting things ready for my upcoming trip to visit my daughter and her family. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, because you're in your summer season, so it's the start of summer holidays, isn't that right, Margie? So that would be a nice little trip or big trip. Let me know, how long are you going for? Are you bringing any of your projects, your crochet projects with you? That'll be lovely. So actually today, the 29th of June, is my mum's birthday. So wishing my mum, let me see if I've got my, just in case she's watching this a little bit later on, let me see if I've got my balloons. Yay! So my camera is upside down, or I've flipped it around because my tripod is on the other side, and so the way the camera is connected, I had to flip the view of my camera so any reaction comes from top to bottom, but that's okay. So I actually saw her and first cousin once removed on Saturday. So we had a nice lunch at a Japanese restaurant, and we had a nice sort of catch up, telling stories. And yeah, it's good to catch up with family. I'm gonna have to try and do this because my felt tip pen is at an angle and it's not writing properly because of the curve of my notebook. So Margie says yes, she'll be gone for 5 days. So wow, a nice little trip to catch up with family. That's beautiful. Is it for any special occasion or just a nice gathering? Hello there, Brenda. Nice to see you. Happy birthday for the 27th. Again, nice to have you here. Hopefully you're still continuing the birthday celebration. If you're watching on Instagram, say hello as well. I'll be able to bring up your comment on the screen. Yes, so originally I had scheduled this little setup as a quiet one, in case, because it is an impromptu and I didn't announce it. I thought we'll have it quiet in case, no one's in the chat, but because, my lovely plannerettes are here, if you can pop in and out, that's okay too. I know we're all very busy. I'm lifting up the journal because normally when I am doing my lines and drawing, I'll be over the notebook, but because I've got the camera at the top, I don't think you want to see the top of my head at all. Okay, so I'm just drawing out the grid for my calendar. That's lovely, just because a getaway. Yes, it's always nice to just do that and not have to wait for a special occasion. So that's a lovely. Let me know if anyone else is going away for those of you watching in the US, your summer vacation. So we'll probably, so for my mum's birthday, so it's her birthday today. Well, that's looking already beautiful. Just, isn't it great like that, a page like this, blank, you can like transform it into, your own little setup, the way you'd want it. Now, I think I'm going to want, for the July heading, I think I might do the 01, so it is a little bit thicker. And I'm going to continue the font that I used for the July calendar here and the cover page. So we'll continue that because we're going to keep it simple. We're going to just keep it simple and not overcomplicate anything at all. And the simpler, the easier it is for us when we're setting up new planner spread for a new month, the better. The better it is. I'm sure our to-do list is full enough as it is to try and figure out, different fonts. But it is always nice to experiment when it comes to decorating your planner pages. Okay. So I know for most of you watching in the US, it is still your Sunday. What time is it where you are? So, crazy old little Marianne, it is nearly 2:30 a.m. on a Monday here in Sydney. But I my what do you call it? Shift. I do a night shift. Okay, so let me just erase some of these. If you are doing any pencil markings, just make sure wait until the highlighter or marker that you're using is dry. I can see a little eraser shaving right in the spine of the book. Let me just get that out. Okay, I think what I might want to do, because I added that blush pink highlight for the days of the week, I might actually go and create a drop shadow here. It is Sunday, so Margie is Sunday, 9:28 a.m. And she's in California. So California is never eat. So on the west West Coast, yes? Is that right? West Coast of the USA. You know, I really should get better at my geography, because I'd love to know, you know, the places, where the places are. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adding a drop shadow at the bottom and the right hand side of my calendar grid. So then that way it just balances the pink at the top and then the pink at the bottom and side. And then creating the same color drop shadow. And then for this bit here, I might go and add, let's have a look. How am I going to do this? Notes, maybe here. Every second line, I'm going to highlight it. So then that side of the calendar spread also has a little bit of color. And I would use this to maybe jot down notes that don't specifically fit in the specific date slot. Margie says West Coast and our time zone is Pacific Standard Time. Yes, Pacific Standard Time. I love it. So in the West Coast. Okay, so far there we go. And then I think on here I'm going to put notes. So let's get closer to that. I'm going to use the 06 tip in the marker, and I'm just going to write maybe in sort of like a hand lettering font. Let's see if I can do this without getting my hand in the way. Let's zoom in a bit and just sort of like make it a little bit flared. So notes. And then a good thing is if you, I was going to say, if you don't, you know, don't make it right on the same, like the height of the letters are all a little bit different, then, you know, if you say to yourself that, oh, I'm not good at hand lettering, that you know, those, they call it sort of like bounce, like when your letters bounce, you know, it sort of like bounces on the lines. It's not all the same even height or even even width or height, then you can get away with that. And I see another lovely plannerette pop in the chat. Hello, Laura. Nice to see you. Miss you so much. Yes, I am sure you've probably been busy with your new work because, yeah, I haven't seen you in the membership and brain dump. But so hopefully you are doing well and, you know, everything is going well with you. I was thinking about you actually yesterday, but then when I saw you like one of my stories earlier, I went, okay, Laura is good. When I see my members and my plannerettes and any of you, you know, liking my stories or any of my content, whether here on YouTube or on Instagram, then I know you're okay. Because yeah, sometimes, you know, when we're quiet, normally that's when, you know, things are going disarray in our personal life, and so it's always nice to make sure that I can see your presence. So what I'm going to do here in the corner is I'm going to continue the little mason jar, little doodling and drawing. Yes. How was the bullet journal journey? Well, the bullet journal journey is still going wonderful, going great. You know, if I get bored with a particular spread or layout, I can just create a new one for the week. Hello, Instagrammers. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Some lovely names and faces. Don't be shy. Say hello in the chat. I'm able to show the comments on from Instagram as well. And so, okay, I'm just doing some pencil marking. I think I'm just going to do 2 mason jars here, sort of like different height and different width. You'll be able to see it a little bit better once I use my felt tip pen to outline it. So then that way it sort of continues the little, what do you call this? Doodling from the calendars page. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'm going to use the 03. Do I want to use? Yes, I think I'll use the 03 felt tip. And so a mason jar, let me see if I can zoom in even more. So if you want to, create these mason jars with little plants and flowers, is one of my go-to sort of like embellishment or doodling that, either as a featured drawing or to fill in any blank spaces. And then we're just going to round out the bottom of the mason jar so then it doesn't look flat. So it looks like it's a rounded, jar. And I'm going to make this one a clear one. So I'm going to just draw lines on the side to sort of like denote like a reflection. And then because it's sort of clear, we're going to make it look like we can see the other side of the jar. Okay, so that's one. Let's do another squished oval for the opening of the jar or bottle. And then the little rim. And then we're going to make this one a little bit shorter and a wider bottle. Okay. And then we're just going to make it look like, the edge of that. And then look, just a little couple of lines on the side. Just gives it like as if there's a reflection. Doesn't that already look nice? Just as if you wanted, you can just leave it as mason jars, empty mason jars. You might even want to add like little stars, those origami stars, or just, create a few different circles inside so it looks like it's a lolly jar. And then I'm just creating some of these little lines so then it looks like it's the tabletop. And then you can leave it as is. You don't have to color it in. You can just leave it at that. Now, because the thickness of the grid line and of course the thickness of the big, I'm looking at this now and I'm going, oh, maybe that's too thick. But that's okay. What I might do is I might use the 1 and create something on this side to balance out the different thickness of the lines and the drawings. So it's just the way my brain works sometimes, or my eyes, the things has to have that balance. I'm one of those that, things have to be perpendicular or parallel, or else my brain's going, that doesn't all line up. Laura says, I was ready to join yesterday, but a lot of things happened, but I'm ready now. Woohoo! Oh, hopefully everything's okay, but I'm so happy. I'm always so happy to see my, not the 1. We're not going to make it too big. I'm always happy to see my wonderful plannerettes and any new followers either on Instagram or on YouTube. I really appreciate. I was looking at, actually, I'm just going to have a little segue and show you my, what's this, the 2017, June 2017, 20 December, was it this one? Oh, I think no, it was this one. January 2018 to June 2018 bullet journal. And I was just flipping through my Instagram tracker spread, and I was so happy So it's this June 2018. So that's going into 6, 7, 8, 8.5. Is that right? Really? Is it 8 years ago? Isn't it funny how we think of these sort of things? Wow, that's a long time ago. How I first reached 1,000 followers on Instagram back this was February, 12th of February 2018, and I thought that was such a huge milestone. This one here reaching 400. I was so happy with that. So that was 27th of December 2017. Someone who, a bullet journal account that I followed, had shared one of my spread, and I was so elated, and I was celebrating with my older son because he also wanted to start bullet journaling. Because of course, he was seeing mum doing bullet journaling. And I was like, oh my God, I got 400 followers. I was so excited. So really happy. So I appreciate everyone whoever liked, whoever, commented or joined my, any of the live stream or on stories. It's just amazing how, we're all in different parts of the world, and how we can get together through the love of planning and journaling. So I'm just creating some daisies. So ones that sort of like from view from the side, and then maybe we can do one here view like front on. Okay, and then let's go add some leaves. Now, most of them, my little drawing of plants may not be biologically, correct. So it doesn't matter. Let's add some maybe branches where it's just leaves. Okay, so you can make up whatever plants and flowers you want to add or into your mason jar. It doesn't have to be perfect. And even, one of the easy ones that I do here, these little baubles, just like clusters of tiny little circles. Okay, just make it up. It is your own drawing. Maybe we can do this one sort of like whatever this is. Okay, look at that. And let's add some leaves there in the blank spaces. And look, let's check out how that whole spread looks now. Nice. So then that continues that little. So if I flip from the cover page, okay, there's the cover page, and then now we go into, that's really bugging me. I know, I tell you all not to sweat the small stuff, but it's one of these things that's bugging me. So, okay, don't listen or don't do what Marianne says. Just listen to her advice instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get let me see if that's, so I have another bullet journal that I didn't finish. I think this was, let's see, I hadn't even labeled it. I can't remember what this, maybe 2018, 2019. And so some of the pages I'm going to go and use to cover up something I don't like. Okay. So yeah, again, if you're already short on time and, you don't have time to be worrying about these little things, just leave it. I think I'm going to cut that there. So I'm just cutting a piece of scrap paper, to just cover that July, because yeah, I chose the thickest nib, but it stands out too much for my eyes. Okay, so this is my eyes. If you like, you know, thicker nib pens and markers, you have to do what is aesthetically pleasing to your eye. Okay, but if you ever make a mistake and you want to cover it up, just grab a piece of paper and look, we're gonna just gonna cover it, and then no one is the wiser. Okay, don't tell anybody. And so just gonna get my glue. So this glue that I'm using is oh my gosh, my eyesight's going. The Tombow Pit. Okay, Tombow Pit Quick Stick. And the good thing with this is the little glue stick inside. When you run out, instead of buying a whole sort of like pen, again, glue pen, you can buy replaceable glue that you can insert in there. So I'm just trying to line up all the dots and then just pop that on there. Okay, so let's just grab that corner. And so all I'm going to do now is trace over that, but with a finer nib marker or felt tip pen. See, this is why sometimes live can either be good because you know, for me, I don't have to edit, and I don't get stuck in my own head going, oh, I've got to make everything perfect. So it could be either good that way, or you know, or it'll show all the flaws or show all my flaws. Okay, let's make sure, let's pick the right one. So I'm going to pick the 06. Okay, so the 06, and let's just trace over what we went through before, and then it's not going to be as thick, and then it's going to balance out a little bit better on the page against the grid marking, rather than having it so thick. So yeah, so now you see how my brain works. So, you know, instead of going, oh, everything's all right, and then I change it, you know, off camera, you get to know me and go, my little quirks, the little things that don't sit right with my brain. And then I think why we do that is, you know, our brain likes order. Our brain likes, you know, matchy. And so for those of us that, you know, want it to look a certain way, if it's not, our brain just sort of goes, it glitches. There we go. So there we are. There's my July. Now we're going to add the dates. So for the dates, what I might do is I'm going to use the 03. Hello, Instagrammers and YouTube viewers. So I'm going to go through each probably top right-hand corner and just draw a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so let me just zoom in. So there we go, 1. And this just continues. Maybe I'll do the number first and then draw a circle around it. So then that way when we get to the double digits, I'm not going to run out of space trying to write a small number in a circle. So I'll do the number first and then just go around with circle. Of course, again, if you have, number stickers, you can do that. Or if you have already dated planner and it already has the dates on it, you might just want to add a circle around it to make it pop even more so on your page. Okay, 11, 12. So, we have to reflect. There's a few productivity accounts out there or planner accounts doing first half of the year review. How would you say your first half of the year went? Great, good, meh, not so great. The beauty is, oh, I didn't see Sheila pop in. Hello there. Nice to see you, Sheila. I just finished watching your last live. Yes, I have. I've slept already because I was actually quite tired during that live stream because hubby and I went out the night before and we stayed out a little bit too late. I don't drink much nowadays. Well, really, back in my younger days, I'm only little. I'm only 4'10", and so 2 drinks is enough. 2 drinks is enough for me. So I was never a big drinker, and I would drink Bacardi and Coke is my beverage of choice. I'll now as I got older, I try wine. If I know I'm only really gonna not be drinking and have dinner, and I'll just have a glass of wine. But I didn't drink much. When did we go out? Saturday night. I didn't drink a lot, but we stayed out a little bit longer than our curfew. So my older one, looked after his younger brother. And so 26, 27, and what was that? What am I trying to say? Yeah, so I woke up, we got home late, and so I only had a little bit of sleep before I went on the live. But as I started setting up, what was I setting up? Oh yes, I was setting up my weekly spread. I thought, I can jump on or keep going to do my calendar, but I needed to have something to eat, and then I went to bed early, and now I'm up at nearly 3 a.m. So it might seem early for everyone. Oh my God, Marianne's up so early. This is sort of like my normal shift nowadays. Sheila's saying hello to Margie. Right for the Pickens. Hello, everyone. Hello, Right for the Pickens. Please let us know if you're still here. I know on Instagram it's a fleeting moment until you have to, go do something else. Yeah, let us know first name so then we can all say hello to each other. Yes, it was good, but went by too fast. My planner spread from this morning, or my live. I'm back. I'm going to be back for a few times before the new month begins. Try and, because I still have quite a few pages to set up. So I've got my habit tracker to set up here. Now I did label this live stream as my July calendar spread setup. But, if I I mean, my coffee has gotten cold, but you know, I might go and keep going and set up my habit tracker and so then that way, before it comes to Wednesday, I already have these pages set. So I've got my habit tracker, my mood tracker, and my sleep tracker to do. I want to do this one as 1 picture a day spread, and then draw up my expense tracker. A couple of pages saved for that. I printed my Wheel of Life goals printable download on cream paper. Just trimmed a little bit of the edges so then I could glue it onto my bullet journal. So I'll fill that out. This one's going to be my running to-do list. I need to go and actually do a brain dump because yesterday's weekly brain dump session, the last week of the month, we dedicate that in the YouTube membership for emotional reset or emotional declutter. And of course, I've got my weekly spread already here. Okay, so next, that's looking a little bit empty there. So what I might do is I might go and draw a very, very skinny and tall mason jar. So let's do that and then put maybe a couple of flowers. So with that one, I'm going to use the 03. Let me see if I can focus on it so then it's not going to go and whoops, what are we doing here, Marianne? Let me just, sorry if the thing is wobbly. I'm trying to figure out where's my buttons here. Okay, that's it. Okay, I want to just do a focus so it's not focusing on my hand and keep moving. So let me just zoom in a little bit more because this is a smaller drawing. So just a little squished oval for the opening of the bottle, and then the side here, round out the bottom, and then just draw a few little lines for the tabletop. Okay, and then I think I used the thicker one for the stem. Oh, let me first do the reflection on the side and then the other curved edge of the bottle from the back, and then a couple of stems here. Okay, and then that's just going to balance that empty space there. And let's do a daisy on the side. Okay, maybe those clusters of tiny little circles. Okay, so we want this one to be a little bit more, and then maybe this one, let's do sort of like a rose. So like a little spiral, and then just sort of like blooming petals there. Okay, and let's add a few little leaves on the side just to fill in that gap. So let's see how that looks on the spread. Oh, nice. Nice, if I do say so myself. Okay, come on. Let's remove this focus on there. I love it. I love it. Hey there, Ronnie Cat. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long while. That's probably because, you know, I haven't done my normal or my regular Monday live stream at 5 a.m. my time on a Monday. So I might have to, I'm rethinking some of the times that I show up because, you know, I want to make sure it does fit into, you know, my sleeping patterns, because the last thing I want is, you know, as much as, of course, I want to be there for all of you during the an appropriate time for you, but I have enjoyed being able to sleep in instead of being up at 4 a.m. on a Monday. So there we go. All right, so let's just add a couple of things in here while we're here. So this is my Filofax Pocket Organizer in Molden Pink. And in here I have, these are Kina print stickers. So she has both physical stickers that she sells and ships, but I purchased the digital version, and so I just use my I print these on sticker back paper, and then I use my silhouette cutting machine to kiss cut so there we go. So this one is just packaging sticker that you put as a label, and then I use my silhouette cutting machine to kiss cut the top piece, the sticky paper, but not cut through the backing, so I can easily peel off the sticker. So let me just put a few birthday stickers onto here, if I can find some. Okay, so there's one with balloons. So this character is Lola. So she has a few different girl characters with different hair color and skin tone. But because this one has, when I did have longer hair and when I used to have bangs, she looks like me. Okay, so I'm going to put one here. I'm going to have it so then it's sort of outside the box. Again, that's so then it fills up that space. So one there for my mum's birthday. I'm going to use this one, a little gift in a box for maybe this one here. So that's my nephew's birthday. Oh, I have a lot. Actually, I have a lot of birthdays. Okay, a lot of birthdays this month. So 27th is my son's birthday. And then, whoop, come on, come on, come on. Sometimes my cutting machine, I've set it wrong, and so it's not cutting proper, didn't cut properly. And then we have my best friend's birthday there, and I have my sister-in-law's birthday. Okay, so let me just pop those. I'm just trying to see what I have on Fridays. Maybe let's pop her here. Okay, so there we go. So those are the birthdays. Let me put this back over here. Oh. So my little background setting, I've got little shelves sitting behind me that allows me to just easily grab some of my stickers. Hello there, Instagrammers. Nice to see you. Say hello in the chat if you're here live. So on Instagram, I go live, but I don't post the replay. If you want to see the replay, pop on by on my YouTube page. So let me see if I can grab. I don't know if can I grab the. Let's see if I can grab the link. Let's copy that. Let's see if I can put it on Instagram. The link, okay. Pop the paste. Join. What can I say? You can watch the replay here. Okay, so on Instagram, I'm just adding a link So if you don't follow me yet on YouTube, I'm there. Hello, I'm from Indonesia. Hello, is it Sakar? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here on my little live stream as I set up my July calendar in my bullet journal. So this is the A5 size. It's the Luxstem 1917. So cream paper with dotted grid that helps, me align all the different pages that I create. So earlier today or yesterday, I set up my weekly spread for June 29th to July 5th. And so I've started filling out, my tasks for today. So go watch that on my YouTube channel if you wanted to see the replay of how I set this. So if you're new to my channel, both all platform on Instagram or YouTube, you will see I have eclectic eclectic taste in planner systems and planner pages and planner sizes, because I have discovered that my brain requires or craves novelty, newness, and so I have tried to see if I could stick to one dated book bound planner or journal, and it's just not the way my brain works, and I can feel a hair inside my chest. Okay, so I'm going to fill that out. And then the other thing is I also have in my bullet journal my what is this called? Future log. So because I don't have a dated journal, and I create my monthly spread on a month-to-month basis, if there's anything that comes up that I need to remember for when that month comes along, I write it in a future log. Now I do have a future log printable in my shop at mariannecresp.com. So if you want to go check out, if you're a ring planner or a disc bound planner and you have a printer at home and you want to print out your own printable download. Now I'll pop in a link to my, let me have a look, okay, planner printable. So the link that I've just popped in the YouTube chat, those are the my bestseller printable download. So if you don't know where to start, those are the printables there. But just if you want to search in the search bar future log, it's a place that you can write down your upcoming events. And if you're like me, that plan on a month-to-month basis and you don't know where to put those important dates and appointments or bills to pay, or if you have to get your car serviced or anything, or any insurance or any bills that are not regular bills like quarterly bills, a future log is a great place to park those information so you don't forget. Because I know in the past I used to have post-it notes, and then of course, I won't know where I put the post-it notes. So really important. Kakatur, by the way, in here it's 1 a.m. but I'm watch your video. Oh, thank you so much. Let me see if I can do my lovely hearts. Let me see if this works. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. But make sure you do get some good sleep, okay? Ronnie Cat says, yes, good to see Margie and everyone else again. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm guilty as well of staying up too late and scrolling through my phone. So thank you, Kaka. Tut. So hopefully that's the way I'm saying your name correctly. So let me have a look at my July future log. So I've got my son's birthday. Oh, I also have my mum and dad's wedding anniversary. I think I have a sticker. a sticker for that. Let's have a look. So again, Kina Prints has all these wonderful stickers for events and everything. Maybe this one. Is there a love one? Is there? This one says date night, but oops. So this one I looks like I cut my silhouette cutting machine. Cut too much. So as you can see here, okay, it's a date night one, but I might cut out the date night text on it and just put the lovebirds. So mum and dad and their, I think 52nd wedding anniversary. Let's have a look. Where is my tweezers? Okay, so I'll pop that maybe here. And I'll write down all the different things that's on there. What else is in my future log? Oh, while I remember, Juno, I have to remember your first name. So please let me know on YouTube earlier. She made a comment when I showed these little tabs here. So these again are digital stickers that I printed on sticker back paper and used my cutting machine. They are from Square Lime Designs, either Square Lime Designs or Design on Etsy. Okay, so Christine, if my memory serves me right, still sells the digital version of many different stickers. I bought a few of her stickers that I used in my Hobonichi. But yeah, so these are, let me see if I can find them. Let me see if I can find them. Let me see. Okay, so these are the different types. See, Hobonichi ones. Oh, these are my ones. Let me see. Okay, here they are. Okay, so she has these ones. And speaking of, actually, I can put my July one right now. So how did I put my, so I put my July on the actual page. All right, so let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, I'm gonna line it up here, so then it's gonna like stagger down the side. So yes, Square Lime Designs. And let me see where I'm going to align that. I'm gonna align that here. Yep, let me pop that there. Okay, make sure you don't have another page behind it, and just fold it. Ta-da! Yay! Okay, now I've got my July side tab. So there, can you see? Can you see? Make sure that's all lined up. Yep, it's all aligned nicely there. Okay, so there we go. That answered my question from my, what was I doing that? What was I doing? Oh, my weekly spread, because I did show when I was live and doing the weekly spread, I was showing these tabs, or I used to flip. So I've got my, so the pencil one is for my future log. Okay, and then of course there's the June calendar. Whoops, I'm out, not on focus. And then this one is for, as you can see, I was tracking. Hang on a second. I was supposed to track, my work, personal, movement, free time, and sleep, but I trailed off, and I'm fine with it now. I used to be upset with myself that, I don't keep up, or I don't do it all the time, but it's not about being 100% filling out your planner, because if that's the case, then I'm forever going to be upset with myself, because those days that you've missed completing your planner or checking off your habit tracker or whatever it is, it doesn't mean that you failed planning. It's that something else took high priority. Okay, your planning is supposed to support you, not be, lock you in and be the boss of you. You ain't the boss of me, I'm the boss of you. Okay, this is just to help support you. So as you can see here, my yellow is the sleep. So I've got my little color coding at the bottom here. So yellow, I could see that my sleep patterns is all over the place. So it did the job. It did the job of helping me see patterns. And so it's okay that I didn't fill it all in. It's not about filling it all in. Even here, my mood. So this was my mood tracker for June. Some of them, it's just some days I don't touch my planner because I am either tired, I'm sick, I'm busy with something else. So if you are new to planning and go, oh, my planner page doesn't look as beautiful as the accounts that I follow, they only show you the bits that they want to show you, okay? And there is nothing wrong with either having a fully filled in planner or one that has missing pieces, or sometimes if you have to close the page or the book of your planner because you're just overwhelmed, and it's fine to go and plan on a piece of paper. Okay, you do you, boo. All right, you do you. Sakar on Instagram says, thank you for your journal and my inspiration. I like your video, even though I have trouble your English speak. I cannot speak English. You're doing fine there. You did well just there. I understood what you wrote, so I appreciate you. Yes, sometimes it is nice to just see. I'm a visual learner, so I like to see things, and that's why I love these sort of things, because it's just it makes me happy. Okay, it makes me happy to do these. Hi GK, how do you take the time for doing all this week? I make the time. The reason I make the time is it's important for my self-care and my well-being to stop and slow down. I don't look at setting up my planner as a chore. I see it as my free time. I see it as one of the necessary things I need to do to help quiet my mind. I get quite anxious. I can sometimes have low thoughts, and sometimes that can stop me from doing stuff. I can get stuck sitting on the couch doing nothing, being sad, being frustrated with myself, being hard on myself. This is my form of self-care. So if it takes a lot longer to set up than if I bought, already a made. Now I've done that too. I mean, I've created printable downloads for myself where I go and it's already, the grid's all set up, the page is all set up, and it's just a matter of, filling, maybe coloring stuff in. But of course, a bullet journal like this, blank page from a clean slate, I find this as one of very therapeutic. It's when people talk about find mindfulness activity. So mindfulness activity is being in the moment, not worrying about the past, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or worrying about the future. Oh, are my children going to be okay? Where are we going to find the money? Okay, those things can freeze me, and I worry so much, and I get into my own head, and I can be really, really hard on myself and quite mean to myself. And so doing all this, as GK says, is how do you take the time for doing all this in the week? This is my break. This is my time to slow down. This is me telling myself that I am more important than the task and to-dos on my list. Because if I'm not well, physically, mentally, emotionally, then nothing's going to get done. So I love that question. I do appreciate it, and it does take a lot longer, but it's the break that I have found that keeps me that keeps me sane, that keeps me going. It actually the things that slow me down, that makes me stop and be mindful, is the thing that helps me go further, be more efficient, and allows me to bounce back a lot better than I used to. So now this could be a different hobby for you. Some people like to knit. Margie is a crocheter. She loves to crochet. You know, someone might want to do painting, or paint by numbers, or Sudoku, or cleaning. Some people love cleaning, sewing. Whatever it is that you find that helps slow you down, makes you focus in the moment, do that. So for you, some people, I know I'll get, let me just turn my fan, or handheld fan. I've got my handheld fan because I get hot flushes during my perimenopause days and years. Some people go, you can, like, especially when I do my habit tracker, you can do that on an Excel spreadsheet, or there's apps for that. But apps don't stop me and slow me down. This slows me down. I love that question. Hello, Sheila. I had to step away for a while, but I'm back. We'll rewatch later. Hope to see you in the replay. Sakar says, where are you from? So I am in Sydney, Australia. So it is Monday, the 29th of June. It's 3:20 a.m. It might seem early, but my shift is, I love to do, and it's always been that way for me. Like when I was in high school and uni, I would do nothing all day and then study and, do my projects in the wee early hours of the morning, because no one else is around. Everybody's asleep. I can do my own stuff, especially now. No one's going, Mum, 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 or, so yeah, it is early morning, but I enjoy this time, and I have had sleep. So someone goes, when do you finally sleep? I sleep during the day. Thank you. And Sheila says, that's why I keep coming back. I found my kindred spirits here. Exactly. It is important to find a group, a community that either thinks the same way you do, or you share the same passion and interest, because connection is one of the key areas of focus that you should have in your life. Us humans are not supposed to be isolated. We are supposed to, find a community, because community and having that connection with friends, family, helps you know that you're loved, okay, and you are part of a community. I love that. Thank you. Let's see, is my calendar done? Does that look like it's done? I think it's done. And so all I need to do now, of course, is, let me just quickly double check my future log. Okay, I have a yearly subscription that I need to go and pay. Now, what can I do there? Do I have a sticker for that one? Let me see. Let me see if I have a sticker for money-wise. So I just created these stickers here. I just created them myself. I drew little icons of, the things I'm doing. So is there a money one? Did I create a money one? Oh, my eyes. I don't think I, yeah, there's a money bag. Money bag means I got to pay something. And when did I say that is? That is on the 27th. So I might get, instead of the 27th, that's due, I might put it on here to say, make sure to have the money ready, because it's automatic payment. Okay, so I'll pop that there. All right, so I am done with my, what is called, calendar. Because I'm still up, I'm going to change the heading of this live stream and make it my July calendar setup as well as my habit tracker. All right, if you're still here, fantastic. If you have to run off and do your Sunday or Monday, well, Sunday, or if some of you have to go to bed, come back on the replay. If you're on Instagram, I don't know, am I still on Instagram? Let me quickly have a look. If you're on Instagram, let me know, because I know they say that Instagram only is an hour. It shouldn't be, because I have more than 1,000 followers. But if you're already gone on Instagram, someone let me know if I'm still on Instagram. Let me quickly double check. I think I'm no longer live. Am I still live on Instagram? Does anybody know? I don't think oh, it looks like I'm still on. If you're on Instagram and you can still see me, hello, let me know if I am still streaming there, because some people say that it's only, yay, okay, does it? Okay, does it? Thank you. Okay, I'll keep going, because I was thinking there was no movement there. All right, I'm going to keep going again. I just finished setting up my July calendar in my A5 dotted grid journal. So earlier last week, I did my cover page. So make sure if you haven't yet followed me on YouTube, pop on over there. The replay is there. I don't post the replay on Instagram, because no one's gonna watch an hour's worth of replay on Instagram on a tiny phone. But if you want to join me on my YouTube channel, it's at Marianne Crest, same name. Okay, and then we've done the calendar, so I continue that mason jar and plant theme right there, and a little one over there to balance it. And then now I'm going to move on to setting my habit tracker and my mood and sleep tracker. Okay, let's keep going, everyone. Have you grab your favorite beverage? My beverage has gone cold. It's winter here in Sydney, or in Australia. So now it's like drinking iced coffee. Okay, now I'm going to continue using my felt tip pens. It's just probably, it's because it's nostalgic, as in like in bullet journaling. I purchased so many different felt tip pens because, I watched all these other bullet Bujoers. But this one is one of my favorite. It's from one of the few plannerettes out there that gifted to me, and she is from California, as well as Margie. Now I think I'm going to use the 03, because it is going to be a smaller font. Okay, so I'm just going to angle my planner so then you can see it and my hand is not covering it. So I'm just going to continue the same sort of lettering, just very easy. Again, with the question of where do you find time, this is sort of like if they talk about mindfulness activity and you're not into meditation and doing deep breathing, this setting up your planner is a mindfulness activity. Now, I actually had to look up, come on, what is this mindfulness that everybody talks about, you know, all these buzzwords, and well-being and self-care. What does this all mean? Okay, mindfulness is just really being in the moment. Okay, not worrying about the past, or the things that you should have done, or the things you should have said, or the missed opportunities that you're kicking yourself for. Okay, that's worrying about the past. You know, that's where sometimes sadness can come from, because of the things that happen in the past, or worrying about the future. Okay, that's where anxiety comes in. You know, you make up stories in your head that hasn't happened yet, and then you go, you know, what if this doesn't happen? And then I'm going to create a little bunting, or a little, you know, looks like a ribbon heading. And again, no need for a ruler. Just go and hand draw the lines, okay? And let me see if I can zoom in on this bit so you can see how it works. Okay, so that's the one end of the ribbon, and then at the end, sort of like that little pointy edge. So to make it look like it's sort of like folded, so underneath the line here, create yourself a little triangle. See? And then just draw a line here and a line there. Okay, and then look, you have a nice little ribbon heading. Okay, July habit tracker. And let's keep going. So this one is July mood tracker. But yeah, so let's have a look. So yeah, I mean, if you watch other people's bullet journals, some of them are minimalist, some of them are so pretty and like very elaborate, you know. So you don't have to have, you know, an artistic flair, because sometimes people go, I'm not good enough. Hey, I wasn't good enough. Oh, not wasn't good enough. I wasn't good when I first started. Well, that's what I thought, you know. We have to stop putting limitations on the things, you know, we think we can or can't do. I mean, if a little kid came up to us and said, oh, I'm not good at something, you know, you go, well, you got to try. You know, if you just picture, you know, learning how to ride a bike. Oh, I don't know how to ride a bike without the training wheels. It's okay. We can practice until we get better. So we gotta talk to ourselves. I just had have to concentrate there. So like not breathe in so I can draw a straight line. I recently did in the YouTube membership yesterday a emotional brain dump or emotional reset. And sometimes, you know, we tell stories or we make up stories that we're not good enough. And a lot of it can come from, you know, what maybe a teacher said when you were younger, or maybe what, you know, a grown-up said that suddenly you carried for, you know, 10, 20. My thing is I've carried for, you know, nearly 30 years that, you know, maybe I'm not good at something because someone said, oh, that doesn't look nice. So if we're going to tell stories, right, if we're going to say stories like I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, that, you know, may not be true, why don't we tell stories that we are good, or that I'm going to be good at it? You know, I'm going to practice and I'm going to be good at it. So that was sort of like a big aha moment for me when, you know, I've told myself that maybe this is the best that I can be at certain things, or that I'm falling behind, or that I'm not good enough. So if I'm going to tell, you know, little stories like that. Hey, why don't I tell stories that I am good. I can learn. I can do better. I can get further ahead. Hey, for telling tales, might as well tell a good one, a positive one, right? Okay, all right, so let me show you what that looks like. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, so it's just little headings: July habit tracker, July mood tracker, July sleep tracker. And then on this bit, all right, so let me do this one because it's going to add a little bit of color. Boo! Now my handheld. So I turn the handheld fan on and off. And then if I turn it off, I get hot. If I turn it on, I get cold. Damn you, hot flushes. Okay, so I think I'm going to do 06 for this one. And what I'm going to do here, let me focus a little bit on this bit so it's not focus. Oh, actually, let me, right in the zoom, focus on here so it's not trying to zoom in and out of my hand. I'm going to have these 5 little circles because I'm going to color that in. Oh, look at my circles. They're all wonky. That's okay because that's going to be my color code for the mood. My mood. Okay. So I'm going to draw little faces on them. So the mood rating or code that I use is sort of like the ones that you find on those customer service feedback. So you're going to have some smiley faces. So let me just draw them first and I'll show you how they look. And then maybe that one. And then this one is really sad. Really sad. Okay. So there are my little. Oh, now that I've done the focus, let's take that off so then the autofocus can do its thing. Where are we? Okay. So big smile, normal smile, kind of smile, and then sad. And then I use my Kuretake Sig Clean Color Dot markers. Let me get, so green is a great day. So these are just my color coding. You can do your own color coding if you're going to do mood tracker. Orange is for a good day. Yellow is for meh kind of day. Blue is for a tense or anxious day. And pink is for a sad or angry day. So I'm going to use, so this one has the rounded sponge, so then you can create little dot markings. Okay, and then depending on the pressure that you apply on the paper, sorry, my circles is a bit wonky, then you can make small dots. That's supposed to be a medium-sized dot, but on the other side is a fine tip. And so I'm just going to color that in. So the green is for a great day. So the way I log the mood is at the end of the day, or this mood tracker, sorry, is for how I feel the day went. So it's not as if I'm going to be, I'm happy all day or that I'm sad or tense all day. It's just what was the overarching mood of that day. What stood out the most. And I like to log my mood because, like I said earlier, I do get, sometimes low and sad or get anxious. And so by logging my mood, it helps me see patterns. So I know now, because I've been logging my mood pretty much since I started bullet journaling back in 2017, that, back then, before perimenopause days, that mid-month, when it aligns with my cycle, I get angry. I get really quite frustrated. And so it helps me warn my family. It's like, stay away from cranky mom. And then now, because my cycle is either non-existent, so I'm still waiting for a full whole year not to have my period, to signify that I'm in postmenopause. Then, oh, hello there, Shika. Nice to see you. Hello, dear. Good to catch up on your live session. Yes, and so happy to have you here. I hope you've been well. I'm just catching up doing my July Bujo pages, and I thought, while I still have the energy, keep going, because originally it was just going to be my calendar spread, but I'm keep on moving, keep on going with the rest of another spread. So there's my July mood tracker. Let's just I won't erase that yet, because if the marker is still, the ink is still wet, I don't want it to smudge. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. Okay, so what was I saying? So yeah, so the mood, how mood tracking has helped me see patterns. So then I know now, traditionally, because I have done it for a number of years now, traditionally September somehow I get really quite low. So that, what would that be? So June, July, August. So it's the start of the spring season here in Australia, but also there's no occasions, like no major events. No one has a birthday that I know during September. So it's sort of like a lull period. And I found, when I look back, my years of journaling and planning, and look back at my habit tracker, that September I can get quite low. So knowing that, okay, I can help prepare myself by maybe, planning some fun stuff for myself during September. So then, to counterbalance maybe any low moments I might have. So that's how tracking my mood helps me. So right now I know the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th of the month, my mood, I get quite anxious. So the first week, or this first week, I'm just doing little lines to match the July cover page and the July calendar. So what I need to do for this week is be kind to myself. Don't put pressure on myself to try and get everything done if my capacity, whether it's my energy, my mental, my emotional capacity, is not, 100%, then maybe on my to-do list, instead of putting 5 to 7 things to do, I'll only have 1, 2, or 3 things. Okay, so that is how logging your mood, or any type of tracker that you may have in your planner. Is the music still on? Yes, it's still on. Can help you if now, of course, if you function typically, and you can manage your emotions and your days, then you might be planning differently. You might find that tracking habits and mood may not be something that motivates you. Remember, planning is personal. Whatever you find that works best for you, you do that. If you do better as a digital planner, then you do digital. If you find that bullet journaling takes up too much of your time, Don't do that. But you can't go and, well, not you personally, but those that do comment, it's like, you know, you can just buy a planner. I know I can just buy a planner. And sometimes I have, you know, depending on the season that I'm in. If I have a busy season, then I won't have the time to be creating planner pages from scratch. What am I doing here, people? Let's do here. Okay, I'm going to put which one? The 03. So what I'm going to do now for my July habit tracker is put the 31 days and the days of the week. I might start this up here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so, you know, writing all these dates individually, yes, of course I know it takes a lot of time, but it's something I enjoy at the moment. Maybe next month I'm going, I can't be, but I don't have the time to be writing out all these numbers every single week. Then I might choose to use one of my printables where it's already pre-made, it's already done. You know, but I found before starting the bullet journal, I was finding myself not using my planner, my printable pages, because I didn't have anything that slowed me down. It was sort of like just, okay, I've got my planner pages. I've got to write my tasks, my to-dos, and my appointments, and it didn't allow for creativity. Hence why Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what I'm doing is I've just added all the dates, and then underneath it, I'm just going to add the days of the week. Hello, Irene. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, Friday, Saturday. Let me just write this down, or else I know I'm gonna miswrite the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. All right. So I've done that. Now what else I'm going to do? You know, all these things, I have to do it anyway, right? And this is how really essentially my both my YouTube and my Instagram pages started. It's because I'm doing all this myself. I'm going to remove, you know, what do you call it? I have to do it anyway. Hey, why not put a camera on it? Because originally, you know, I didn't want to bother my family and friends with, you know, sharing all the different hobbies and things that I was learning when my babies were little. So I have 2 boys. When they were little, you know, and I mean, they say when the babies nap, you should be napping as well, you know, especially if they're just, you know, newborns or they're toddlers. Try and rest yourself. But no, as mums, what do? We try and, you know, do all the cleaning, and we do all the tasks, and then we wonder why we're so tired. So yeah, I wanted to just film the journaling and planning that I was doing. And so hence how the Marianne Cresp channels and platforms started. Sheila says, I'm still making individual monthly planners from printable. I did buy a cute blue dot grid planner that has a silhouette of a cat on it for next year. Oh, I love that. Yeah, sometimes I love finding, you know, great little journals that have pretty covers on it. All right, so at the moment, my July habit tracker is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the different habits and routines. I'll have to figure out which one of the ones that I was doing back in June. So this was my habit tracker. As you can see, you know, not filled in. Didn't do well with workout. Didn't do well with tracking expenses. I'm saying didn't do well, not as a bad thing. I'm just saying as in I didn't fill it in. But again, I'm not going to be hard on myself because I do enough of that. Thank you very much, Marianne. So the less that I go and be critical of myself, the better. I just move on. Okay, so if you know, tracking our expenses is an important key area of focus that I want to focus on for July, then I'll continue that. So I'll figure out of these. I think this is what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 habits and routines that I wrote down for June. And I'll just see which of those that I need to carry over and to see if I need to go and change the order of them. But because it's all like in one block here, I'm going to break it up. Shika says, I have used printables as well as digital, but then I'm more consistent when I make my own as I can make changes how the month goes. Exactly. See, we are kindred spirits, like Sheila says from Positive Changes says, we need to do what is right for us. And if digital, like sometimes I like using Notion, you know, and I have a social planner that I use digitally. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just creating a gray, very light gray Tombow. So this is the, whoops, actually, this is not the lightest gray that I have. Oh, that was very, very close. It would have been too dark. The N95, it is running out of ink, so I might have to go over it a couple of times. So what I'm going to do, just to break the big block of 31 days, I'm going to highlight the Saturday and Sunday, so the weekends, and just, yep, so it's running out of ink. Oh no, actually it's fine that it's very faint. I don't mind that it's very faint. So you can't see it on screens. Oh, there, a little bit. Can you see the two lines there? Hi, Aesthetic. Nice to see you. So pretty. Thank you. You know, a lot of these things, of course, I'm getting hot again. The fan's going to go on again. Hot, cold, hot, cold. A lot of these things, you know, are inspired by the bullet journals that I saw when I first started bullet journaling back in 2017. Let me show you actually. So what I do is I get inspiration from all my previous bullet journal spreads that I've done throughout the years. And so I went through them. As you can see, I got my little, oh, hang on. I've got my little tabs here of all the spreads that I like. So then again, if I'm, you know, wanting to find, you know, a new spread, a new layout, I'll just go, I call it, I'm going to shop my own planner spread and have a look to see if there's any that I could recreate for any new week that I have. Okay. So there we go. It's very faint, but that's all right because I'm going to, when I do color it in, I don't want the gray to change the color of whatever color I'm going to use. However, I am going to break it up even more and use a ruler this time because I don't trust myself. Oh, what ink is leaking there? Okay, make sure there's an ink is leaking because look, it's got it made a marking on my ruler, so make sure that I don't go and transfer any of that onto my page. Oh, my throat. Sheila says, I do get bored, so I keep my options open to changes that my mindset needs. Exactly. And you know, your day's not always the same. Your week is not always the same. Nor your month is always the same. So why do we, you know, for those of us, of course, that, again, some people might go, I'm fine with using the same planner, you know, each and every year. Of course you are, because that's your brain fits it beautifully with whatever planner setup you're using. Okay, because you know sometimes we have you know, this thing of planner peas. It's like, oh, I think I found the planner that I'm gonna stick to for, you know, so many years. And I was like, oh no, it's not. You know, the planner that you use needs to fit in with the way, first of all, your brain works. Some of us that might be, you know, I am not diagnosed, but I see a lot of things that, you know, ADHD. And of course, they say, some, you know, studies say that parents of children on the autism spectrum, so my younger son is on the autism spectrum, they say that parents also might be, you know, have on the spectrum or ADHD. Actually, I was just, when I caught up with my mum and dad and my cousin once removed on Saturday for lunch, I was saying that I think I have ADHD tendencies, and I said it to my mum, and I think, Mum, I think you as well, because I see all the different things, you know, that she gets bored. She could either be hyper focused or will get bored. She likes things certain ways, you know, and she's there going, oh, really? I said, yeah. It's like when I read up or when I see others who are, you know, who have been diagnosed with ADHD themselves, and then they talk about, you know, their certain ways, they're going, I might be on the spectrum or ADHD spectrum. And my husband would goes, yep, you certainly are. So he's very patient with the way my brain works. And so yeah, you got to go find ways, not just planning, you know. For me, because I think one of the things they say is those on the ADHD, who have ADHD, are not very good with time management. And I'm going, well, I am. But then when I you know, I look into it further, I'm good with time management, especially like, you know, not being late to some places, is because I'm really very vigilant about it. So if I have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock, I'll get ready at 12. So I'll put an alarm to get ready at 12. And then I'll put an alarm 15 minutes before I have to leave home. And then, but then I'll also put an alarm to tell me 2 hours before that I have to get ready in an hour. And then another alarm 3 hours before that to say, hey, in an hour's time, we're going to tell ourselves that we need to get ready in an hour's time. So I have put, you know, stuff in place to make sure that I am not late for stuff, because I don't like it. The reason why is, you know, I get anxious that if let's say if, you know, traffic is bad or we make a wrong turn, the anxiety that it brings me is sort of like, oh, it makes me, you know, sick to the stomach, and I, you know, sweat, and it's not a good feeling. So even like back in the day before GPS, you know, and I have the what do you call it, the directory, the street directory, I would write down on a piece of paper 5 streets or the name of the streets, at least 5 before the street we need to turn into. And then I would say also write that when I see such and such street, make sure to already go into the most left lane. So then that way I'm not getting anxious that if I'm about to turn and I'm not on the correct lane, then it's going to drive me nuts. So those things I have put in place, and I didn't know that these are the things that would help my anxious thought. Okay, so what I might do here, just to add a bit of color, I'm going to use the blush pink, which is 772 in the Tombow, and then I'm going to just use that to add a drop shadow on that little ribbon, and do the same again with the other headings. Now this is going to be a colorful spread once I start filling it in. But at the moment, while it's still empty, my brain's going, oh, it doesn't look done. So let me see if I can show you what this one will look like filled in. So I think it was from 2018 was the inspiration. So let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, okay. Here we go. That's how it's going to look like. See? So that, and then it's going to look like that once I fill it in. I can't remember what pens I use. This might be Muji gel pen or Stabilo? I don't know, but it's I think I'm going to do the same way to mark when I complete the habits. Okay, so before, after, before, after. Okay, so that's how it's going to look. So it's going to look colorful because for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I love color. Elle, hello. So sorry I'm late. I will catch the replay. Yes, Elle, this is another lovely impromptu. As you can see, it's this is actually, this would have been my normal time to get up. It's 4 a.m. now, to get up to get ready for my the scheduled plan with me live stream that I had been doing for a couple of years. So you're not late at all. You're early. You're right where you need to be. So I started at 2:15 a.m. and I'm still going because I need to set up. Okay, so what about this one? I need to go and do the same thing. So I need to go and write down the dates. Let's have a look. Where's my 03? Okay, so let's go and do, what am I doing here? I'm going to start it on this side, and maybe I'll do some embellishments at the top. Oh, good. Yes. You look amazing for 4 a.m. Well, no. See, that's why I'm not doing the big camera. I'm just doing the little rectangle camera here because my hair is all greasy. My skin, because I didn't wear makeup at all, so I've already done my AM skin, my skincare, so no makeup, and started using, for those of you who may not know, Elle naturally also has a YouTube video talking about skincare and hair care, and that's why I'm telling her about my skincare. So I've gotten my Olay serum and moisturizer, and so I think I'm liking it, because when I wake up from either very little sleep, when I've done my nighttime skincare, that I am quite happy with the result. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, Instagrammers. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. If you're here, say hello, or you can join us on YouTube. Yes, skin is in. That's right. I love that. Yeah. Even like making sure we have SPF sunscreen. It's so important. Back in the day, I used to go 18. Because I used to think, because I'm Filipino, and I used to think, oh, I don't need to use sunscreen, because I've never really heard of skin cancer that it's not that it's documented, or I've heard people who are Filipino who have that get skin cancer. Of course they do, but it's just not reported or not documented enough. But skin is skin, and if you 30 31 31 and yeah, so it's important that we are looking after our skin, because if you get skin cancer and those little things go into your system, then that's not good. So I'm always making sure now that I am putting sunscreen when I'm out and about Wednesday, or actually now I use moisturizer that have sunscreen already in it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let me just write this out, or else I'm going to get it all wrong. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you do not have time to be creating, habit trackers or mood or sleep trackers from scratch, well, ladies and gents, good news. I have printable download that you can download Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so I've just popped that on YouTube. I've just popped the link to my shop at maryanncrest.com. I have that's a collection of the my best-selling printable download, and the one that has helped me beautifully throughout the years. And a lot of it is based on the habit tracking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 habit tracking and printables that I've used, both for habit tracking, my well-being spread, weekly planner spread, daily pages, goals tracker. So yeah, do check it out. Oh, and a running to-do list. So am I crazy wanting to rewrite everything from scratch? No, because I have found that, like I said earlier, when one of the viewers on Instagram said, where do I find the time? Am I doing my numbers right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where do I find the time? And I said, I make time, because this, I've found, is an important part of slowing myself down, giving myself the little break, and telling my brain, hey brain, I'm important, more so important than all the tasks and to-dos that I use my planner for. Okay, so let me just zoom in a little bit. So I've just done the days of the week, the dates, and then the days of the week, because what do they say? You need to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You ain't no good to nobody if you're tired, if you're stressed out, if you're overwhelmed, if you're burnt out, okay? And those to-do lists, if you go, oh, Marianne, I don't have the time to be, making my planner pages from scratch. I mean, you don't have to do it from scratch. You can buy, of course, already pre-made ones or dated journals. But you need to make sure you find something for yourself that you enjoy, that's going to give you, a little bit of dopamine hit and some enjoyment. Because just like, you have rest day when you exercise. For those of you that exercise, I need to exercise. you know, that rest is as important as the workout days, okay? Because rest allows you to repair. So when you work out, it repairs your muscle. If you're, you know, your normal day-to-day, rest and sleep, okay, repairs, you know, it helps your brain go and sort out all the days and thoughts of the day. So like, it's just like as if you're turning your computer off, waiting a few seconds, and turning it back on. And don't you find when you do that, your tabs or the sites you go to open up a lot faster? Yes, because it's had a rest. So if we need to rest, recharge all our devices, right? Turn things on and off when it's slowing down. Why don't we give ourselves the same courtesy, the same care? We go and put our cars. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Why, you know, we put our cars in for maintenance, right, on a regular basis. Why? Right? You tell me why. Those of you that have vehicles. We don't have a vehicle. We live in the city and we just use public transport. Tell me. I'll leave it up to you guys to pop in the chat. Why do you need to have your car maintained and have the checkup on a regular basis? I ain't answering it. I don't have a car. I mean, I've had cars in the past, but actually I've never owned a car. I just borrowed mum and dad's when I was in my 20s, or when I got my license, and then I've never had to need a car because I just caught the public transport. So why is it important to get your cars have regular maintenance? Okay, all right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just breaking down the week by creating these little dash lines in between. So then that way, this will just help me see patterns. And then that way I can see not only patterns on a day-to-day basis, but on a weekly basis, and I can learn more from myself. Ronnie Cat said it, just like you, it will break down too. Okay, I love using analogies, and you know, those racing cars, Formula One racing cars, right? Or if you watched the animated movie Cars, so might be some spoiler alert at the beginning of it. What's his name? Lightning McQueen. I think it's in the first movie. So if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, turn away. Spoiler alert. Lightning McQueen wanted to win the race. He was this gung-ho young race driver, or young race car, and he didn't want to do the pit stop because he thought it's going to slow him down, and he was winning. And because he didn't do the pit stop, I think it was his tire blew out, and then of course that cost him the race. Or I think he didn't come first. So even Formula One race cars need to have pit stop, need to have the engine checked, change the tires, change the oil. And just like with our vehicles, we need to have it maintained, because Yep, Irene said it as well, and Margie, so that it runs properly and gets us where we need to go. To upkeep, take care of it, and work longer and smoother. But why don't we do that for ourselves? We go, oh, if I take a break, I'm going to be further behind. This is for me. Doing this, taking my time like this, is the thing that helps me. That helps me not break down. Okay, and I break down quite a bit sometimes. Okay, it'll help me be able to function properly and get me to do the tasks and get to the goals I've set for myself. And it's a great maintenance and for well-being, and taking care of myself will allow me to work longer and be more effective, right? And be 100%. Or 100%. I think Hal's gone, 100%. Why aren't we doing that? Is that the 100%, right? So let's be kind to ourselves. Why are we putting so much pressure on ourselves? Okay, so sleep tracker here. What I'm going to do on the side here, I'm just going to put 2, 4, 6, 8. And so this is hours. Okay, so so each day or the next day, what I'm going to do is like mark down how many hours of sleep did I get, and then I'll be able to do a line graph, right? Yes, we always put ourselves last. And this is because of societal pressure, family pressure, that and also for women. So I know I do have male viewers as well, but for a lot of women, there was actually a study. I've forgotten the doctor who did the study, but it's called the Superwoman Schema. Okay. Now this study was based more on the African American women, but it carries true for all women, that the Superwoman Schema is about a lot of women have put a carer role. They care for others, and women do 3 times more unpaid carer work than men. And so the study showed that if I don't do it, right, it may not get done, or that I have to go and do it because that's the role. That's the role that we've been given to us. When we're little, the gifts we get are little baby dolls. So we're already looking after baby dolls. Boys get toys and trucks and blocks and building and construction toys. But for us, the little girls, they get given the baby, they get given the pram, they get given the kitchen set. So a lot of it already has been ingrained in us, that we have to be carers. We have to, look after, everybody else. And as Irene says, when that then happens, is we always put ourselves last. Okay. So it's not our fault that we don't go and look after ourselves. Society and all this, and studies have shown that we put ourselves last because it's been ingrained in our system for so long. So for my boys, I bought the little IKEA kitchen set. And so that's why my older son, they love cooking, and my younger son, even though he's on the spectrum and he shouldn't be touching the oven, he likes making his pizzas in the oven, and he loves, making himself his dinner. Okay, so but yeah, so that's why we think that by slowing down and doing these things that we enjoy, that we're going to fall behind. No, right? As Irene says, by resting, just like we do with our cars and our vehicles and recharging our phones to make sure it's at 100%, right? It'll make us work longer. So that's the vehicle, but for us humans, it'll make us live longer because we're not stressing ourselves out. We're not putting strain on our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And it's really important. Now, this is going to take time, but it's something I want to do. And I'm still here. And if you're still here, you can hang out even more. So I'm going to use this stencil that I made for myself using my Cricut machine. And I'm just going to, you don't have to do this. And yes, it will take a lot of time. And you're going to go, Marianne, why? Again, this is me slowing myself down because I have had a few different worries recently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just creating these little circles for each day of the week, and then that I'm going to use that to color in, how I felt during that day. And so, I found myself worrying a lot about different things, My boys are growing up and my younger son, want to make sure that he is an able and capable young adult. And, I'm not just worrying because he's on the spectrum. I have the same worry for my neurotypical older son. But, sometimes, it can get scary. You go, how are they going to be if we're not around? And so setting up my planner pages just like this is the thing that's just going to go, help me reset, help me not think about the past or the future. Not that I'm running away from it. Well, that's why I do the weekly brain dump in our YouTube membership. And yesterday we did emotional declutter. That just really helped. One of the insights and the big aha moments when you do a brain dump and a declutter is, what's the saying? You can't read the label of a bottle from the inside, okay? So yesterday when we did our emotional reset and emotional brain dump, I was able to see very clearly the mean things that I was saying to myself, Sometimes it is difficult to write down how you're feeling, especially if, you don't have the time to manage it or to try and work out. But it's important because, I like this saying, Shrek says, it's better out than in. I mean, he was talking about burping, but it's the same with your thoughts, because it's going to come out one way or another, right? All these emotions could be while you're driving and you have road rage, or you're at the checkout and you you get angry at the lady behind you, or maybe you don't say hello to the cashier and just not acknowledge people. So what helped with the emotional decluttering was it helped me see, it gave me a picture of the way I was talking to myself. And it gave me a picture of the story that I tell myself, that I'm not good enough, that maybe, I'm not doing a good job as a mom, or maybe that, am I being a supportive wife? Am I helping out enough? Or that I'm falling behind. So the emotional declutter allows you to be able to read the label. So it gives you a little bit of space to see clearer. And then if a friend of yours had the same situation that you are in, same worries, same doubts, same limiting beliefs, I mean, what would you say to them, right? I found that I would be so kind. I would be cheering them on. I would say, Marianne, you know, if Marianne was my friend, I would go, Marianne, oh my God, you're doing such a great job. You've got, look at you, your tenacity, your ability to bounce back, your ability to, you know, think things through and all the different things that you put your mind to. You do them, you achieve them, you or your different accomplishments. And I went, oh, hang on. If my friend was in the same situation as I was, I would say kind words. Yet, if I was talking to myself and I'm inside my own head, I'd be like, oh, Marianne, you're hopeless. Look at you. You should be further behind. You should have more of this. You should have more of that. Right? And so an emotional declutter allows you to see things clearly and be able to show yourself some compassion. And why do I say this? This is because this is why it's important to find things that you enjoy, things that will stop you, to slow you down, help you reset, help you recover, right? Help you rejuvenate, replenish, okay? Look at that. Look at my tiny little circles. Oh, do I have that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I'm thinking, why? Because I extended that a little bit further. That's okay. It's okay. Sheila says, I had a similar thought about my kids that opened my eyes to be kinder to myself. I don't want my kids to think negatively about themselves. I shouldn't either. Yes. Right? Imagine if your kids said the same stuff about themselves. You would go, no, you are wonderful. You are great. Okay, if you had fallen, right? You know how when the little kids, when they were little, and then they're learning how to ride a bike, and then, you've taken off the training wheels and they were a bit wobbly, and then they scraped their knee. You give them a kiss. It's okay. It's all right. Oops, it hurts a little bit. But let's get back. Let's try again. I'm going to be here. I'm going to support you. I won't let go of the handlebars until you're feeling secure, right? And so we should do the same for us. It's like, okay, Marianne, you tried this. Look at that little thing there. You tried this. It didn't work. It's not mean that you're a failure. It's just that it didn't work this time around. Okay, so what am I going to put here? What can I put there? I don't know. What can I put there? Oh, I know what I can put here. I'm going to do a nice little doodling of a paper airplane because it's looking a little bit empty. Okay, I think I'm going to use the 03. Okay, so let's zoom in. So if you want to draw a little paper aeroplane, here's how you do it. So this is another one of my go-to doodling drawing to fill in spaces. Okay, so you're going to draw a triangle but without the bottom bit. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, and then instead of one solid line across, we're going to break it up. So we're just going to do that. Okay, so it's like a triangle, but the bit is missing. And then from here, we're going to go and join it to the point. Elle says, Marianne, you're always such a supportive and kind influence. Elle, it's because I've got to go and tell myself, all the stuff that I tell you guys, because when I have friends, when any of you say, oh, I'm having a difficult time with this, or they're going, yes, of course you are, because, things are a little bit difficult at the moment. But, you're wonderful. You are great. This is just a blip in the, and the little radar that you can bounce back from. Take your time. Have a bit of a rest. Don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Look, I do this stuff for selfish reasons. For selfish reasons, people, right? I do these planning because I need to say the things that I say to you to myself, because I need to hear it for myself too. And so if the way I'm saying it or me showing it will help, as you said, help influence you and be kinder to yourself as well, then even better, even better. Two birds with one stone. I'm practicing, okay? I may not be good at it all the time. I may not be good at showing kindness to myself all the time, but, it's a practice, because maybe I've spent, the last 20, 30 years not giving myself grace and kindness all the time. So it's never too late. It's never too late to show kindness and compassion. So there you go. Look, there's my little paper aeroplane. So what I did is I just did dash lines. Didn't that look cool? So then that's that for that one. I'm going to write down the habits here. Are you in my brain, Marianne? I say the same thing. I need to hear this too, right? And it's, like I've heard of, positive affirmations, and I know Mel Robbins has this high five, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go, talking to yourself, high-fiving yourself in the mirror. I tried that. I'm not very good at it all the time, so I forget. Let's start with one thing at a time. First, get my morning skincare routine happening. Maybe I don't do my skincare routine as often. Is maybe because I don't like seeing myself in the mirror. But maybe if I do it more often and then I see myself more in the mirror, then maybe I can high five myself in the morning more often. But we need to hear this often. So those positive affirmations, sometimes, I'll write down. What did I write down last week? I'll show you what I wrote down. So my Monday last week, okay, I wrote a little start simple today. Just take it easy, one thing at a time. Even though there might be a long list of to do, just do one thing. And when you've done that one thing, do another thing. All right, let's have a look. We're now on, over 2 hours I've been chatting. What can I have here? Maybe, because it's this way, maybe I can do a little, I'm going to do a mason jar. Okay, so because the orientation of this is this way, I'll have the a little drawing. Where's my pencil? Where is my pencil? Okay, here we go. All right, maybe I'll do a tall one, a really tall mason jar. Okay, so so yeah, if I can be in your head, even better. If until you build your own kindness dialogue, and then you start creating, I want to say that, am I good at it? Am I good at being kind to myself? No. My husband will say to me, can you stop being mean to my wife? Because I'll be like, but I'm slowly catching myself be nicer. Okay. Elle says, morning mirror image is rough sometimes. So I'll wait to add my contacts. Exactly. But with my skincare routine, I'm feeling a lot happier when I do see myself, because my face don't look grey. It doesn't look sunken. It looks, plump, right? And so, in the past, I wasn't good with my skincare. I just used to use soap, soap to wash my face. So now I've got the serum and then the nice moisturizer. Okay, so let's have a look. 03. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do a mason jar here. Again, continue the theme. So I'll most likely won't continue the mason jar theme throughout all of July. It'll just be for these first few spreads. Okay, so nice tall glass. And let's go do this for the little tabletop. Yeah, so all this is all just practice, practice showing kindness. Okay, let's do the reflection on the side. Doesn't that make a difference? Weird, isn't it, how lines? So in this case, lines are good. Okay, and then I think I'll use a 0.6 for the stems. All right, I'm going to, because the edge here, I had nothing to rest on, so I'm going to use another journal. So then, see, I can, let me just show you. So I've just popped a journal here. So if you are doing any lines or drawings or anything or filling in your planner on the side and it feels a bit funny that you have nothing to rest on, grab another journal or a notebook so then you can rest it and it's easier. And then so let's draw some stems and some stems and more here and more there. Okay. And then let's do some daisy on the side. Let me just zoom in again. Okay. And petals, 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 petals. Okay, doesn't have to be precise. It actually, the wonkier it is, the better. Maybe let's do some. We'll just have this as lots of leaves. We just found a branch with lots of leaves. Lots of leaves. The little wavy side of the bottle reminds me of the bubbles in old mason jars. I collect blue. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's that's the little inspiration. Is like just what is it? Glass. Yeah, glass blown jars. So then doesn't have to be precise, doesn't have to be perfecto. Okay, this one, let's do the little circles, cluster of circles, 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 circles. Okay, looking good. So yeah, so if there's any empty spaces on your planner page, these little doodlings like paper aeroplane, little mason jars with plants, maybe this one I'm going to also do the leaves. Let's just do leaves as well. And anything else? Look, I'm gonna leave. Do I want to leave it? No, I'm not gonna leave it because it's I just need one more here, one more, and this one will balance it out with the circle plant that I'm making up. Yeah. So it's like in my adulting years, it's just like learning new habits, and it'll take time. So I know sometimes I'll get comments that I'm not good at tracking my habits. I'm not good at hey, if you've been doing the habits for 10, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, then to unlearn something or learn something new is going to take us much time as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a baby blue, this one I think it's 451. So baby blue marker. And as Sheila said, reminds bubbles in old mason jars and collect blue glass mason jars. I'm going to add blue to make it look like it's a blue mason jar. But I'm not going to color the whole thing. I'm just going to color it on the side here, okay? And the bottom, you know, how the thickness, and then maybe on there, okay? Let me see, can I do the same for the calendar ones? Yes, I think I will. All right, so just there, and just there, and just there, and there. Just very quick, you know. And there's one over here as well. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Look at that, peeps. Okay, let's just tidy up a little bit, and we're going to go check out what we've done so far. So if you are here with me right now and you have enjoyed this lovely over 2 hours of setting up my July planner pages. So today we set up my calendar and my habit, mood, and sleep tracker. Let's clean up as we go. Clean up, clean up. Give this live a thumbs up. And of course, hello for those of you watching on replay. You know I also love getting comments from you. If you're shy, don't be. You know, or you don't know what to say, just let me know where you're tuning in from, what country, what state, and, you know, or how about answer this question for me. When do you normally do your planner setup? You're trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm trying to put my little planner, pocket planners away. So then we get to start off with a nice clean desk. So that's one of the things to help you as well, not stress out, is clean your environment, okay? Because our brain is always seeking order because it reads order as non-threatening. So even things like, even things like things out of place, our brain reads that as threat, because why are things out of place? You know, why aren't things where they're supposed to be? What's going on? And it's like already in fight, flight, or freeze mode. Okay, itch your nose, right? And so making sure, you know, at least the environment that you're, where am I? Okay, I'm going here. The environment that you're in. So if your desk, your desk, you know, your kitchen, your lounge room area, if something's, you know, you're looking at it and you're going, oh, that's annoying me, right? It might not be a big deal, but those little things can add up. Actually, I'm going to have a look at my calendar, and just to continue that sort of like horizontal lines, I might go and see. Let me have a look at my June calendar is very different from this month's. So this was my June. I'm very happy with this. So I just drew something in the middle. So if you're not a big drawer, maybe you can put a big sticker or collages of photos, and then you just go around adding all the important things. So I think, so Sunday I do this a lot of stuff, maybe Wednesdays. So maybe Wednesdays I might go and, why is there a balloon there? Whose birthday? Oh, no, okay. Oh. It's, I read this as Monday, Tuesday. No, because my mum's birthday is on the 29th, which is now not the 1st of July. So I'll take that off. We'll save that. And my nephew's birthday's on the 30th. Because I read this as Monday, Tuesday, when it's actually not. Because I'm there, hang on. Whose birthday is it? Oh, actually, no. 1st of July is my brother-in-law's birthday. So I might pop this on my... Come on, there. Might pop this on here. Okay. But before I do that, I'm going to go and use my Tombow and just draw every second line there. Boop, boop, boop. Let's pop that back. Let's sort of like spread it out, maybe here. Okay, maybe here. Okay, so that continues that horizontal line. Oh, doesn't that look nice? And maybe here. Okay, so just adding that pop of color. And then we'll put it here for my firstborn's birthday. Okay, so just, you know, sporadically add some horizontal lines on there. That's looking good. And then, of course, I'll add all the bills due when I go on live on YouTube, my Zoom meetings and everything else. Okay, so let me put this aside. So let's have a, before we sign off, let us go have a look at my page. Blue glass, that's right. Thank you, Marianne. Of course, my pleasure, Brenda. And you know, you, my wonderful plannerettes, those of you that join in, if you're new, those who have been here for only a little while, and those who've been here for a long time, you have been my savior. You know, you've kept me company. Or else I might be talking to nobody, right? And so a lot of you I consider as friends. We have, you know, personal chats and DMs that help, we help lift each other up. So I totally appreciate your presence, whether you're just here for a little while or you're here for a long time, whether you're popping in and out of, you know, lives, or sometimes liking or sometimes commenting. I appreciate it a lot. And, you know, you've been my savior as well. So, and you've kept me company and kept me sane. And I have allowed, given me a platform to be able to say these things out loud. So through the practice of helping myself be kinder to myself, I hope that you have also gotten value from it. Loved how it turned out. Okay, so let's thank you, Margie. Yes, I'm very happy, and this is what I think I missed from bullet journaling, because sometimes, you know, printable downloads, even the ones I, you know, sell, are already done and very limited in space to be creative. Okay, so there's my July cover page. Here is my July calendar spread. Remember, how did this page start out? Like this. And in an hour, this was probably in an hour's time. And yes, it's probably going, wow, it takes her a long time to plan her setup. I mean, I'm talking at the same time and stopping and starting and showing. But again, it's something that I crave. It's something that I long for. It's something that I look forward to. It helps my creative juices flowing, trying to figure out what's set up. And yeah, that looks really nice. Yes, Margie, I agree. I love how it turned out as well. Looks so good. And now again, if you know, if you already have a set planner page, whether it's dated or undated, but it's already drawn out, nothing stops you from creating these. Just adding, you know, lines in between, if you've got columns or if they're rows, adding highlights like this and using your colorful markers. So there's my July calendar spread. And again, from that to that, okay? So there's my July tracker. I'll add in the habits and routines that I want to do daily. And then there is my July mood tracker. So at the end of each day, I will mark down, based on my color code, did I have a great day, a good day, a meh kind of day, tense or anxious, or a sad, angry day. And then I'll color, the corresponding circles. So the top will be, green, orange, yellow, blue, and pink. And then I'll be able to see a pattern. And then with my July sleep tracker, the number of hours of sleep. So then again, see if there's, a pattern. So if I'm cranky a certain day, I'm going to see that, well, did you have a good sleep, Marianne? Did you get enough hours of sleep? This, I'll probably maybe do this Tuesday night. So it's my 1 picture a day spread. And then I'll draw out my expense tracker. And then I'll work out what my goals are for July, just small, actionable goals, nothing huge. So if it's mental, maybe, read a page of my book 5 minutes 3 to 4 times a week, or physical is walk and work out, okay? I'm going to create my running to-do list here. So any of these things that I might need to do before, well, really I should do this one. I might just show up live with some music and no talking so I can get it done faster and no chit chat, okay? And then of course there is my spread for the new week. And then that, if you do go and watch my previous live, I'll make sure to, so there it is, okay? I'll make sure to pop it in here once the live stream is finished. And I appreciate you so much. If you're in Instagram, the replay will be on my YouTube channel. So make sure to pop on there at Marianne Cresp on YouTube. I'll see you all next time. Big love to you, and be kind to yourself, okay? Talk to yourself as if you're a best friend. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.